are Group 1 and we are here to present the process of human resource management, training and development. The objectives of our presentation are the following. First, to indicate the importance of human resource practice, training and development in an organization. Next is to explain the processes that occur in the making of training and development programs. Next is to learn the pros and cons of this practice. Then, we should be able to explain what are the human resource manager's tasks in this scenario. Next is to explain the problems that may occur in training and development. And lastly, to learn what should the management and the employees expect before, during, and after this process. But before those, let us first tackle what is human resource management. Human resource management, commonly known as HR or HRM, are those who strategically handles the people in an organization. It is also an operational role that enables the entity to use their employees' potential. And for them to fulfill those roles, they synthesize training and development in the business flow.
Now moving on to the next part of the presentation, we have training and development. So, what is training and development? Well, it is an activity that companies utilize and it enhances the skills, the mindsets, and the knowledges of an individual. Employees and the managers as well can benefit from training and development. They are both involved in this process. Both training and development have the same goal or purpose, but they can differ in some ways. Training is the act of training people for improvement in various skill sets. Let's say, for example, training for note-taking skills that focuses on one general skill set about note-taking. On the other hand, development is the growth of the individual itself and focuses on their mindsets. I hope that was very clear. Moving on to the next part of the presentation.
Hello there, and good day to you. I'm here to discuss about the processes in creating a training and development program. From what we, the researchers, have gathered, the process basically boils down to an assessment of the company and its employees. Why is that, you may ask? Well, that is because every company, and that includes its employees, is unique. So there is no one training and development program that fits all. They all have their own unique training and development programs. So it is now the task of the HRM to conduct an assessment of the company and its employees in order to create an appropriate training and development program for them. And that assessment can cover many areas such as the goal/mission of the organization, many requirements that the organization has for its employees, the expectations of the organization, the work environment, knowing the employees, skills of the employees, etc. These are just some of the things that the HRM now has to take into account because, again, every company is unique, so they have to conduct an assessment in order to account for those unique traits. So bottom line, the assessment is very important because it provides the HRM with the information that they need in order to create appropriate, effective, comprehensive, and good training and development program for the company/organization and its employees. Okay.
Now, for the pros and cons of this practice. A company synthesizes training and development in their business flow for various reasons. It might be to change the attitude of the employee or to enhance the ability of the employee. But this practice might have some unexpected backlash. Thus, discuss is the pros and cons of this practice. First, let us tackle the pros of this practice. Firstly, it improves the quality of work, since training and development's objective is to teach new ways to the employee and to hone their ability. And with those, they can use that in their everyday work, providing a more quality work and better performance. Next, it enhances productivity. Knowing that the company has entrusted the employee to better themselves, they are more motivated to do their work every day. Next, minimal supervision is needed. As I have said, they perform better. Thus, good feedback is given by the supervisors and less revisions are made. Next, it provides a better economic usage. Since employees are now equipped with the knowledge of what is the most efficient way to solve a problem, it saves the company's materials and resources. Next, it helps build teams. Training and development could be conducted internally and externally, and some internal process that keeps the company together are team building or when a supervisor trains a new employee. And lastly, it helps the company stay ahead of the competition. Training and development takes the company with the new abilities needed to be at par with the market, providing them with the edge. Now, let us proceed to the cons of this practice. Firstly, it might be a waste of time. Since training and development could be conducted during work hours, it might hinder the main work of the employee, having them stressed on what to focus on first. Next, it might be a waste of money. Any kind of investment is expensive, and if it does not work, it would be a waste. Next, control of training. As I have mentioned before, training and development could be conducted externally and internally. This most especially applies to external training since the employee might learn something that is useless or something that is bad for the company. Next, it is theoretical. By theoretical, it is a proposed way of thinking about potentially related events, meaning it is not practical and it might not be as effective as practical learning. And lastly, it might not be what you expect. For example, an employee might not find it effective, or another is that they might leave for another company since now they have better skills. And those are its pros and cons. Although it has some pros and cons, an entity should consider training and developing their employees if they want to change for the better.
Roles of managers in training and development. So, what does managers do during the training and development process? Managers are the one who supports, helps, teaches, and motivates the employees under training and development. It means managers are always there for them, giving them a very big benefit because someone is there to assist them in any difficult situations they're experiencing in the training and development process. To help them grow better during the process, then, after that, they will become a better employee suited in the company. So, what are the types of various actions that managers can do for the trainees that can help them in their situation? Firstly, is set objectives for them to be motivated and focused. If they have objectives, they will focus on accomplishing that task that will help them make progress in the training and development process, and with objectives, they will know what they should do and help them for the future insight. Second is reaching out and communicating. Managers can communicate to the employees if they're doing well, if there's something stressing them out, and etc. about the process. It will make the person more confident and less tense about the program. Third is lending knowledge that can help them. The managers can give advices, tips about the training so they can have a much hard time on it. Fourth is giving feedback to improve themselves. Giving feedback to a person helps them to improve by themselves, taking the feedback seriously for change and improvement. But that feedback shouldn't be too negative for them because it can cause some trouble to them. Fifth is helping them solving their difficult situation in the training process. Managers should help the individuals who are having trouble to follow up in the training and development program, such as they are discomfort on it, and the manager will find a way for them to be more comfortable in the program. Lastly is facilitating their performance. This is connected to feedback. After seeing how they are in the performance, they can give feedback. Facilitating their performance helps the managers what are their weakness to find, their strength, and etc. about the employee. Overall, managers are really a big help for the people undergoing the training and development process.
Okay, so now the next part of the presentation, we have the problems in training and development. We have presented you 2 problems in training and development. We have time or activity management and sudden changes. To dive deep, first we have time or activity management. I myself believe that there's no such thing as time management because we cannot control time, but we can control what activities we can do in a certain periods of time. That's why I think that more appropriately we call it activity management. This can serve as a challenge for most when they mix in the training programs in with their original schedules and having to take up more responsibilities than the usual number they have. They may have a hard time managing their responsibilities, their activities, both from work and outside work. So that's why this can be a problem in training and development. This can lead to dissatisfaction or hindering the full potential of the trainee during the process of development, during the training program. The next one, we have sudden changes. I mean, who doesn't like sudden changes? Problem we have is sudden changes. Some may have a hard time adapting to sudden changes or sudden shifts in their environment. Shifting from a work situation to a training situation, socializing with other trainees, with their trainers, and more other people. It may take time to adapt to these changes. And the time that takes to adjust to this can hinder the best of the abilities of the trainee to come out for their full potential to be unlocked during the training program. Sudden changes can also lead to branches of problems that a trainee or the managers may encounter during training and development. This can lead to a poor performance for both parties, for both the manager and the trainee when they fail to adapt to these situations. It may also lead to impatience from the pace on how the training is going because of the time it takes to adapt to these changes. But in the end, all the problems that we've given you, the bright side of things, these challenges can serve as a stepping stone for the workers, and not just the workers but for the managers as well, to improve on their behaviors, their skills, their patience whilst under these circumstances. Let's say, for example, the first problem that we've given you, time or activity management. If the employee or the manager will succeed in overcoming this problem, then they can confidently say that they can now manage their time and their activities well. It's just like hitting 2 birds with 1 stone, going under training and improving with such circumstances. That's why, on the bright side of things, we can view our problems or these problems as a stepping stone for us to improve or for them to improve. And now moving on to the next part.
Training is a process. This process is considered as one of the most important factors before acquiring the job, but it also comes with expectations. Every individual has expectations, including trainees and managers. Thus, both of them have expectations on the training before it is held, during the process, and after. In addition, there are specific behaviors that should be set aside and placed during training. Setting goals before the training begins will help the trainees to have a clear vision to reach their goal and to make them feel more motivated. The learner must know the purpose and importance of the training, also its objectives and the correct guidelines to follow. There will be obstacles and challenges that they may face, but this can help them improve for the better. The trainee should be inspired, motivated, and productive to be able to reach their goal. Throughout the process, the learner must know how to communicate and interact with its peers and trainer. He or she should prioritize the specified task that has been given and is motivated and willing to improve their skills in performing responsibilities. He or she must be knowledgeable and able to execute the given matter correctly and on the right time. At the end of this process, the trainee must retain the information and skills that has been taught. He or she can provide satisfaction and can reach desired expectations. There are multiple behavioral skills that should be shown during training. Communicating is key to a successful project. A trainee who interacts with their peers usually ends in good collaboration, resulting in the given project to be executed correctly and passed on the required time. Managers could be strict when it comes to their learners' training. Thus, the trainee should always be understanding, as managers do this to improve and educate their learners. Practicing time management and being well organized will help the trainee to become more motivated in its training, increasing productivity and developing better management and skills on performing their responsibilities. Trainees should always be patient. Adapting and learning new skills is not easy. He or she should know that slow progress is still a process of becoming better. Trainees undergo this process to improve, develop, and learn new skills.